10 theories that will make you lose your mind. 1. The singularity, we will transcend biology and live as posthuman gods. Futurists like Kurzweil say in the coming decades humans will experience a technological singularity by which we will transcend biology itself. Intelligent civilizations such as ours, says Kurzweil, are destined to evolve into superintelligent, possibly machine-based beings whose computational powers grow exponentially. After such a singularity, we would be able to harness the power of our own sun in order to accomplish interstellar feats only dreamed of in science fiction, such as creating Dyson spheres and literally saturating the known universe with consciousness. Some progressive thinkers like Noam Chomsky have labeled the theory science fiction, while others question the classist undertones of the theory's transhumanist enthusiasts. 2. Project Bluebeam, the government will engineer a false flag supernatural alien invasion. Project Bluebeam is a highly controversial conspiracy theory. Originally proposed by Canadian journalist Serge Monast in 1994, it holds that the New World Order will use advanced holographic technology in order to create a false flag alien invasion and/or a worldwide religious awakening in order to achieve servitude by the masses and acceptance of a one-world government and religion and possibly depopulation efforts as well. There are supposedly 4 parts to the implementation of Project Bluebeam. These stages include: the dissolution of major religions due to archaeological discoveries disproving them. A holographic space show in which deities and aliens appear as our overlords. It is not clear how these two would coexist. Telepathic electronic two-way communication, via ELF, extra low frequency, VLF, very low frequency, and LF, low frequency, waves, whereby people will think they are being spoken to by the new true God or extraterrestrial overlords. The use of worldwide microchips to fabricate horrifying supernatural events that will make people desperate for the New World Order. 3. Our handlers use predictive programming to plan, communicate, and brainwash. Predictive programming is the idea that society embeds messages into pop culture media and other modes of transmission in order to psychologically prepare and incubate the general population for certain events. It is, of course, a conspiracy theory. Many people maintain instances of predictive programming are simply coincidences on par with synchronicity and déjà vu. Others say they are sinister calling cards for shadow groups who communicate across media channels through coded signals. 4. Human DNA contains the signature of an alien creator. New evidence is suggesting that instead of searching the stars with telescopes, we should have been searching our DNA with microscopes. Vladimir I. S.H. Cherbakov Al-Farabi Kazakh National University of Kazakhstan, and Maxim Amakakov of the Fezenkov Astrophysical Institute claim they have discovered an intelligent signal inside human DNA. In this case, biological SETI as it's known, involves arithmetical and ideographical patterns of symbolic language. In other words, it's possible that an intelligent species encoded a message or signature into the very structure of our DNA. 5. Our universe is a computer simulation. This theory supposes that because of the overwhelming likelihood of technological singularities occurring in the universe, it is quite likely that advanced civilizations, either us in the future, or aliens in a distant galaxy, have created or will create simulations. Since the number of these simulations would be in the billions, Bostrom submits that it's actually quite likely we are living in some sort of a computer simulation. Perhaps what is most odd about the simulation theory is that there are actually prominent scientists and physicists who not only think it's possible, they are actively conducting experiments to prove it. A team of German physicists think that eventually we will be able to paint a better portrait of the so-called numerical simulation that is our universe. They are working to create a mini-simulation that require physical constraints in order to run. They want to see if those same constraints exist in our own universe. Lending even more support to this mind-numbing theory, theoretical physicist S. James Gate has discovered something extraordinary in his recent string theory research. Essentially, deep inside the equations we use to describe our universe, Gate has found computer code. And not just any code, but extremely peculiar self-dual linear binary error-correcting block code. That's right, error-correcting ones and zeros wound up tightly in the quantum core of our universe. 6. The Fermi Paradox. The Fermi Paradox is an argument originally made by physicists Enrico Fermi and Michael H. Hart, who presented an apparent contradiction between how many alien civilizations are thought to be out there and our lack of evidence for their existence. If the Drake equation is right and there are literally millions of intelligent species in our galaxy alone, it is puzzling that we have received no signals or messages from any of them. This is known as the Great Silence. There have been some incredibly interesting solutions proposed over the years, one of which includes the simulation theory. 7. We live in a multiverse that contains an infinite number of universes. There are a variety of parallel universe theories out there: the inflationary bubble universe, the mini-worlds theory, etc. They all presuppose that there is a larger multiverse that contains our universe and many others. One type of parallel universe envisions countless bubble universes popping up and disappearing. This would mean that the beginning of our universe, the Big Bang, was just the creation of one bubble in a vast sea of inflating universes, which will eventually pop, or whatever universes do when their bubble juice becomes too unstable. Type 2 also includes the brain universe, which is an evolution of string theory. One possible implication of parallel universes is the idea that there are infinite copies of you in an infinite number of universes carrying out every possible version of existence. 8. Nightmare death syndrome. The Japanese call it pakuri. Filipinos call it dangungat or batabat. For the Hmong people of Vietnam and Laos, it is the tsabtsuang. Taiwanese men, some of whom wear lipstick to bed in order to deceive nocturnal ghosts, claim it is the Fiam or widow ghost, a malevolent spirit who, much like Freddy Krueger or one of the supernatural ghouls from The Grudge, steals away the souls of young men in their sleep. All these names refer to the same thing: nightmare death syndrome. The phrase originated from an investigation in 1960, when Dr. Gonzalo Aponte was called to the U.S. Naval Hospital in Guam to investigate the deaths of 11 Filipino sailors, who all seemed to have died inexplicably in their sleep after days of complaining about nightmares. Though the autopsies turned up few concrete details, Aponte looked into the case further and found reports regarding sudden unexplained nocturnal death, SUND, dating back as far as 1917. 9. Dark matter creates its own parallel universe. Cosmologists are saying they may have discovered a second type of dark matter that is not diffuse and can interact with itself. The effects of this may have been detected as recently as 2012 by Christoph Winiger, a physicist at the University of Amsterdam in the Netherlands, who detected strange levels of radiation at the center of a galaxy. He believes it is the signal of invisible dark matter becoming something visible. Now cosmologists may be forced to adopt a strange view of something that was strange to begin with. Dark matter may be just as diverse as regular matter. According to some scientists, this means there could be dark stars, orbited by dark planets that could theoretically harbor dark life, though what that would constitute is beyond comprehension with our current understanding of the universe. 10. Retroactive Precognition. Future events can affect present cognition. In January of 2011, Dr. Daryl J. Bem of Cornell University wrote a controversial paper called Feeling the Future: Experimental Evidence for Anomalous Retroactive Influences on Cognition and Affect, in which he described a series of experiments he conducted seeking to prove precognition. More specifically, Bem presented evidence that future events can affect present cognition. Working off the premise that there are anomalous processes of information or energy transfer that are currently unexplained in terms of known physical or biological mechanisms, Bem tested 1,000 college students for their ability to correctly intuit random information. In one study, Bem conducted a reverse memory test, having his subjects categorize random words that they would later commit to memory. Bem's results showed that the students were more likely to recall words in the present if they later memorized them.